To Perth for the ABC's coverage of the Commonwealth Bank Trophy. I'm Simone Thurtell. Great to have your company this morning for this round 5 match between the Perth Orioles and the Adelaide Ravens. Both of these teams have recorded 1 win from 4 matches so far this season. That means we should have a pretty competitive match on our hands today. The Adelaide Ravens, they hold the ascendancy though. They've won 5 out of the 8 encounters these two teams have played. Before we get to today's match, let's take a look at last week's scores as well as the ladder. Some big scores in round 4, starting with the Thunderbirds' 29-goal trouncing of the Melbourne Kestrels. The Sydney Swifts also had a good day at the office with a 62-34 defeat of the Queensland Firebirds. The Sydney Sandpipers and Melbourne Phoenix both recorded 17-goal victories. The Sandpipers against the Adelaide Ravens and the Phoenix against the Orioles. And that leaves the ladder with the Adelaide Thunderbirds still sitting on top of the table by 10 percentage points ahead of the Melbourne Phoenix. The Sydney Sandpipers still own 3rd place outright, while the Sydney Swifts, who have made their way back into the top 4, taking back the spot from the Ravens, who slipped back to 5th. Today's teams, the Orioles and Firebirds, both sit on 2 points, while the Melbourne Kestrels are still searching for their first win of the season and occupy 8th place. Joining me in commentary this morning is Vicky Wilson. And Vicky, even though it's early in the season, you'd have to say this match, it's crucial for these two teams if they're to stay in touch with the top 4 teams and give themselves any chance of making the semi-finals.
A vital game for both of them, not only for the 2 points, but also for one team to gain some confidence in their play. A great opportunity for Kath Cox to stamp her authority on the game and bring the Perth Orioles home with some great shooting. Look for Danny Grant and Trudy Gardner to control the speed through the midcourt for the Adelaide Ravens. I think it should be a close one, but my money's on the Orioles.
And the Adelaide Ravens have the first centre pass of this round 5 match between the Orioles and the Ravens. Danny Grant in centre got us underway. So Tump onto Durbridge. First shot of the match. Off target. Diane Ring has the height advantage in the circle. But a good work from Kristen Heinrich gets the Adelaide Ravens first on the board. Stacey Campton and Carolyn Gilman have control of this match. Running the sidelines and keeping a close watch. As we mentioned, both of these teams only 1 win so far this season. Senor, nice little bounce pass into Anna Vidler. Off the rim, good contention there, but Kath Cox stands aside and the Ravens underway. Quickly down court, Tump has to hold it up, now finds Heinrich. Durbridge doesn't like the positioning, works well with Tump. But good work there from Diane Ring. And Heinrich will stand aside.
Second rebound for Heinrich. Sally Browning needs to work a little bit harder to block out that inside position.
Of course, it was in fact Diane Ring who stood aside as Kristen Heinrich got the goal. Ravens gone to a 2-goal lead. Let's take a look at how these two teams line up. And the Perth Orioles, Anna Vidler and Catherine Cox in goal. Senor, Shin and Andrews through the centre court. Sally Browning and Diane Ring in goal defence and goalkeeper. Gay Teed is the coach of the Perth Orioles, the home team for the Ravens. Durbridge and Heinrich have worked well so far this season together. Tump, Grant and Gardner through the centre court. Danny Grant last year played for the Perth Orioles. This year she's returned to the Ravens. Tucker and Poole in goal defence and goalkeeper, and Jackie Blythe is the coach. And it is the Ravens who've got off to a dynamic start here, but the Orioles now with a chance to get one on the board, Vicky.
That was great work by Sam Andrews, hanging around the transverse line, looking for that ball that came out long from the Ravens. A little bit untidy in the goal ring for the Orioles at the moment.
So the Orioles have in fact had 3 attempts at goal. That's the 4th, and it's the first that they've sunk. Catherine Cox now 1 from 2 at 50%. Ravens have converted 3 of their 5 chances. 60% as that one flies through the hands of Kristen Heinrich.
Interesting, that's the 4th time the ball's got into the circle for the Ravens and the 4th time they've passed it out to the midcourt. They want to get the easy shot.
And a decent sense of urgency in the early couple of minutes of this match from both teams. Diane Ring out to Andrews. Shin in the centre. Good combination, or good contest it shall be, between Shin and Grant in that centre position. Great work there from Ali Tucker.
Kath Cox got caught out just stopping on the catch.
Tucker has resumed playing netball after having a baby and really come back strong and enjoying herself as Heinrich does the right thing for the Ravens, takes them to a 3-goal lead, 4-1. As you can see, the last time these two teams met was round 10 in the year 2000. On that occasion, the Orioles 66 defeated the Ravens 59. Earlier that year, they had trounced the Ravens 63-34, so won both of their encounters last year. The Orioles over the Ravens. The Ravens a much improved team, though, this year, Vicky Wilson.
Well, even improved in this opening passage. I've been very impressed with the pace from one end of court to the other. They're wasting no time in sending the ball down court. Jane Poole got that intercept before she came out looking for the long ball from Catherine Cox, then managed to get over and intercept the one going to Anna Vidler.
Diane Ring stands at 188 centimetres. Sally Browning at 182 centimetres in defence in goal. For the Perth Orioles, Durbridge is 180 centimetres, as is Kristen Heinrich, so good advantage there for the two defenders. Down the other end.
Great speed by Anna Vidler to open the baseline, came through nice and strong.
Last week, Anna Vidler shot 20 from 30 attempts at 67%. So she'll be looking to increase that percentage as well, as will Kath Cox, who only shot at 66% last week, and in fact has been well down on her career average. So far through 4 rounds, has only shot 63%. Kristen Heinrich gets another one on the board for the Adelaide Ravens. Heinrich shooting at 73% over the first 4 rounds of the season. As that one over the head of Jessica Shin.
Lucky to get it back. Catherine didn't even look in the circle then for Vidler. I had a feeling she could have been on.
And Catherine Cox gets her second goal. That's 2 from 3 now for Cox. 67%. Heinrich, good quick hands off to Durbridge. You can see Diane Ring over Sharon Durbridge there. Durbridge at 180 centimetres. This time Durbridge sinks it. 6-3.
She's not doing much to get the ball in the circle, Durbridge. She's just taking that forward step, but it seems to just be enough to be beating most defenders I've seen her play against.
Vidler over the top. Tucker positioned herself nicely in between Vidler and Cox and forced the error there. So under 10 remaining in this first quarter between the Orioles and the Ravens, and it is the visiting team who have had the upper hand in the first couple of minutes of this match, up by 3.
There's the intelligence of Danny Grant. It was a bit messy high in that transverse area. She saw the need to put through a long ball into the goal third. Here we see Danny Grant coming through, Sally Browning just getting caught up the bum, as we say.
In netball speak.
Yeah, she's sitting behind, which is an absolute no-no. You've got to get around in front to contest.
Well, the hot hand out there at the moment is Kristen Heinrich. 7 from 8 attempts at 88%. 8 from 11. The Perth Orioles is a shooting combination at 73%. And they're just getting it done out there on court at the moment. The Ravens have scored the last 3 in a row. Plenty of noise here at Challenge Stadium. They've got quite a good crowd in for this game. Shin cleans that one up. Jane Poole stands aside. Oh, short Catherine Cox with the shot. Easily cleaned up there by the Ravens, and now Tucker has it in. Oh, nice intercept there from Jessica Shin. Oh, Sino, quick hands. Off to Vidler. And that's brought the crowd to its feet.
That was a great passage of play, but I like the contest by Jane Poole, and she's going to be coming out looking for those drives which are going backwards for the Orioles.
Diane Ring almost came up with possession there. Stayed with the Ravens. Heinrich knew as soon as she put that one up, it wasn't going to make it. Ran in to try and collect the rebound. Browning stands aside.
She turned rather awkwardly. She did a reverse pivot. She didn't go around the natural way, and that sort of put a shot off a little bit.
Ravens out by 5. 9 plays 4 over the Perth Orioles. Senor into Vidler. Oh, plenty of contact. Shin offside. Play continues though. Senor back to Andrews. Can't find the position in the goal circle that they want. Cox now off to Senor. Grant called for the offside. And so Anna Vidler.
Oh, Orioles got caught. Shin wide, Senior wide. Shin really needed to come back to the top of the circle. She's in the pocket. Both shooters along the baseline.
Anna Vidler forced to shoot from quite a distance, and the free pass has been given to the Ravens here. So good pressure there from Alison Tucker and Jane Poole.
Well, it was an offside call. It had to be a free pass. A shot couldn't be taken, and Vidler went to the post. That's why the ball was taken off them.
Gardner holds it up, out to Grant. Durbridge out of the circle. Good work from Ring, got the touch. Broke possession. The Orioles have won 30% of their matches at home, 9 wins, 21 losses here on their home court, looking to go for their 10th win here in this match. Under 6.5 remaining in the first quarter, and still it is the Ravens up by 5.
I thought that was a bit of a tough call there on Diane Ring. Tom had no idea where the ball was at. Here we see it. Oh, maybe I was wrong on that one. She had the ball over still.
Oh, and the umpires will be saying it's refreshing to hear a commentator admit that they're wrong on the odd occasion. Doesn't happen often there, Vic.
I think she got more of a fright seeing Diane Ring running hard at her, and she just fell over.
Kristen Heinrich now 9 from 11 at 82%. The Ravens have hit 11. They're out by 7. 11 plays 4. And with 5 minutes 46 remaining on the clock in this first quarter, the Adelaide Ravens 11 lead the Perth Orioles 4. It's been a solid start by the Ravens as the Orioles have to work hard in their offense. Cox, nice and casual, gets that. That's only her 3rd goal of this quarter, 3 from 5 at 60%. The Ravens have had 15 attempts at goal as compared to the Orioles' 9. As Durbridge sings another one, and Sharon Durbridge, that's just her 3rd. It has been Kristen Heinrich doing the majority of scoring in this first quarter for the Ravens. Tucker, good work, got a hand to it, stops the momentum. Senor at the top of the circle. Shin into Vidler, nice movement from Anna Vidler, and finishes it off beautifully.
Yeah, much better play by the Orioles. One centre court at the top, one in the pocket. Great bounce pass by Waveney Senior to open up the circle.
12 plays 6 is Tucker.
Shows her skills.
She does too. Good handling skills there. You can hear the call there is on Diane Ring. Durbridge, one step in, nice and solid. Sharon Durbridge, that's her 4th. Shooting at a career percentage of 77% accuracy, Durbridge.
Nice move by Vidler. Jane Poole came out to cover the drive by Senior to the top. This time Catherine Cox was looking in at a shooter and put a great pass through.
6 goals the difference as that one goes astray, and luckily for the Ravens at least, it just bounces through a bit of no man's land and ends up in Kristen Heinrich's arms. Heinrich then solidly shoots her 10th goal of this quarter, 10 from 12 now. And Kristen Heinrich versus the Perth Orioles shoots at 70% accuracy, normally averaging 16 goals against the Perth Orioles. So she screams into the post and gets her 11th goal. She is definitely going to beat that 16-goal average that she has against the Orioles.
Well, absolutely. She continues the form for the rest of the game. She's in superb form. She's doing the work out the front. Got a nice nudge in the back by Sally Browning for her efforts. Then wasn't picked up by umpire Stacey Kempton.
So Diane Ring from the sideline. And ball goes astray. Jessica Shin picks it up, though, for the Orioles. Andrews, straight to Trudy Gardner, but Gardner trying to keep it in court. Hands it back off to Andrews, who I'm sure breathes a sigh of relief. Danny Grant putting plenty of pressure on Jessica Shin.
They're in trouble in their forward line, the Perth Orioles. They've only got one option. They've got both shooters sitting back in the circle.
And another turnover. 6 turnovers to the Perth Orioles. Make that 7 now with that last one. Only 4 for the Ravens. Quick outlet here from the Ravens. Grant with a great pass into Durbridge. Durbridge just a little too high for Heinrich to pull in.
Here we see Heinrich on the stretch, but it was a poor pass by Durbridge.
Browning has to hold it up. Both Ravens stand aside. Melissa Tump has to come back. They both crashed into Diane Ring at the same time. Browning, Andrews. Oh, no options, and Browning has to work hard. Heinrich will stand aside. Senor onto Vidla. Really having to work hard for an option here, the Perth Orioles, as the Ravens' defence is everywhere.
Particularly around the edge of the circle. Grant and Gardner are working overtime.
Catherine Cox notches her 4th goal, 4 from 6 at 67%. Ravens 15, the Orioles 8. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Senor, Vidla.
Defence offside, free pass.
Bit lucky there.
She's putting herself under a great deal of pressure, Vidla, by doing the step on. Smart play then by Kath Cox.
A bit of luck there as well, I think, involved as Cox missed the goal, got the touch, and Vidla cleaned it up and got the goal for the Orioles. They've now scored the last 2.
There's a chance for them. Tough, poor hands went out to the sideline.
Vidla holds it up, goes back to Shin. Cox leading out of the circle with Paul. And will Catherine take the shot herself? Indeed she does, off the rim. And Catherine with another attempt, and Catherine Cox takes the Orioles tally now to 10. They're down by 5. 15 plays 10, under a minute remaining in this first quarter. You can see 12 penalties apiece for both of these teams. And it's the Orioles who just have picked up the momentum in the last minute or 2 of this match. They now have the last 3 goals in succession as Cox pulls that one in. Make that the last 4 goals. It's back to a 4-goal difference with 30 seconds remaining on the clock. And a good touch from Shin, but Melissa Tum. Oh, good work from Durbridge to pull that one in. Oh, but off the back of the rim. Diane Ring uses a height well. It's a bit of a scrappy play, and by our accounts, only about 15 seconds remaining on the clock. So the Orioles will have to be quick if they want to get it down court and reduce the margin to just 3 before they go into quarter time. Timekeeper out of his chair as Shin holds it up. They're going to run out of time here, the Perth Orioles. In fact, that is quarter time here at the Challenge Stadium. It was a frantic first quarter. The Perth Orioles are down by 4. The Ravens 15 lead the Perth Orioles 11.
Well, the Perth Orioles, I think the stats say it all, but the turnovers in the goal third, they've had 7, which really is far too many. And the penalties, quite high on Browning and Ring, 9. And the shooting, a little bit disappointing, 5 from 8 for Anna Vidla, 63%, and Cox, 6 from 9, 67%. But they came home strong towards the end of that quarter.
We've got a great match on our hands here between the Perth Orioles and the Adelaide Ravens, just for the difference. Stay with us. And it was the Orioles who had the momentum at the end of that first quarter. They've scored the last 4 goals, down by 4 at the moment, 15-11 with the first possession, and that's a nice ball in from Waveney Senor into Anna Vidla. Vidla didn't manage to get the goal, and only one change, and it was a swap in position during that quarter-time break. It was for the Perth Orioles. Anna Vidla and Catherine Cox have swapped positions. Cox now in goal shooter, Vidla in at goal attack. So perfect possession. Senor onto Shin.
He just chopped Anna Vidla off on the drive.
Kath Cox starts confidently in this second quarter. 7 from 10 at 70%. The Orioles with the last 5. Catherine Cox has been named in the Australian squad. That will contest in the Australian team, that will contest the Tri-Series, Tri-Nation Series that is happening from the 8th to the 16th of June. Australia, New Zealand and South Africa. The ABC will exclusively televise that match. Actually, that series, And there's Cox. Oh, now she's got a bit of form, Catherine Cox. 8 from 11 at 73. Look at this, only 2 the difference.
Well, you can put that shot down to the great take by Senior up here, high in the centre third. Looked like it was sailing out over court.
And Catherine will get another chance as Jane Poole stands aside. Cox all net again. Orioles have scored the last 7 goals in a row. Take the score now to 15-14. The Ravens really need a settling goal here. Durbridge off to Heinrich Grant.
Something very unusual. Durbridge up near the transverse line. Something you don't normally see in the Ravens game.
That one rolled around the goal. came back out, unfortunately, for the Ravens. And so Perth looking to continue this run.
Oh, strong take by Shin. Close attention by Grant. It's a good battle in the centre.
Quite a bit of body contact going on out there between a number of combinations as the Ravens come up with possession after the turnover. Durbridge now in a better position to get one on the board. And yes, breaks that 7-goal streak from the Perth Orioles. Takes the Ravens back to a 2-goal lead. 16 plays 14, 12 and a half remaining in this second quarter.
Durbridge shooting 5 from 8 at 63%, and Heinrich 11 from 14, 79%. So the roles have reversed this week. Normally you see Durbridge up on the high stat.
Oh, Tucker holds it up. Looking for an option. Poole and Tucker. Look, you can see Tucker asking, where's a player? Kind of looking at Heinrich saying, give me a position. Give me somebody to pass to. Gardner onto Tum.
Goal defence instruction, pass the shot.
And that one drops in for Heinrich. Now it's the Ravens who've scored the last two. Heinrich with 12 from 15 at 80%. 17 plays 14. Oh,
Great
Shin
challenge by Shin. Superb take.
And it's, oh, good work from Danny Grant this time as the ball goes through Shin's hands. Grant all over the court, looking to create some opportunities. Tum. Out to Grant, who has to work hard, lost a balance, just managed to get the bounce pass into Sharon Durbridge. Durbridge scores her 6th, and the Ravens are out to a 4-goal lead again. Just a frantic pace going on here at the moment, Vicky.
It's great to see. I'm just really enjoying the pace at which they're playing. A bit disappointing, some of the errors that are in the game, some of the very simple errors, poor passing, just not hitting the mark, particularly the longer ball. But generally, from both teams, they've really improved on their games.
Gardner to Tum, to Durbridge, to Heinrich, who managed to shake Browning. Heinrich steadies with the fake and didn't leave the hands as well as she'd like. Does well against Browning, though, to regather. And that was a good goal from Kristen Heinrich.
It was, but Browning got caught out, not blocking out, not closing the space after she defended the shot.
Cox, Shin at the top of the circle. Oh, Vidler went one way. Shin thought she was going the other. Turnover there for the Perth Orioles. They have 12, the Orioles. The Ravens have 8 turnovers. 4-goal difference, 19 plays 15. The Ravens over the Orioles. We hope you're enjoying the action here on ABC television around the country. Danny Grant now for the Ravens. Nodded ahead to Kristen Heinrich. Didn't quite go where she expected.
Oh, almost a short pass, Durbridge to Grant. Both had their hands out, just hoping for the ball to come in.
Over the baseline, Ravens still with possession. Durbridge from the baseline. Oh, was the fake? Oh, look one way, past the other, but unfortunately past the other, and it was an Orioles defender in the form of Browning standing there.
Next to her, please.
The old fake manoeuvre didn't quite work on that occasion. So the Perth Orioles now down by 4 with under 9.5 remaining in this second quarter.
Contact centre.
Well, Shin in the pocket just a little bit too soon. Oh, poor hands by Vidler. I think she could have pulled that one in. She would be disappointed. They needed that goal.
She got the position for herself. Grant falling out of court, has to offload. Tum does well in the air. Tucker out to Durbridge. Oh, and that one goes against Heinrich. Costly mistake for the Ravens. Oh, nice touch there from Heinrich. She's done well to regather. You can see the turnovers, 13 for the Orioles, 10 for the Ravens.
And most of those have come from deflections, with defence standing straight in front of the ball thrower.
Ravens still with possession. Heinrich has to jump. Good work in the air from both girls. And Heinrich over the top of Browning brings up the 20th goal for the Adelaide Ravens with 8 minutes 11 remaining on the clock in this second quarter. 20 plays 15. And again, another good touch from Andrews.
It's going across court for the Ravens in the forward line. You sort of get this feeling that they've put their foot down, they've stepped up another level. This is where Perth have to score to get back into the game.
Durbridge not shooting at what she normally would with percentages, shooting at 55% at the moment. So she wouldn't be happy with that particular statistic. I'm sure she'll look to pick it up in the next couple of quarters. Catherine Cox, she certainly picked up her game in this second quarter.
Well, she followed in a rebound, and that's the most important thing a shooter can do. If they're going to miss, have to go up there and at least contest the rebound. And Coxie did it that time.
11 from 15 at 73%. You can see the comparisons there.
Catherine Cox shooting 11 for 15, a little bit more comfortable back in the shooting role. Here she goes again.
And that was a sweet goal from Cox. Brings the Orioles back within 3. Great atmosphere here at the Challenge Stadium. Congratulations to the crowd. They've done well in the first quarter and a half. But they've had some great netball to watch. 21 plays 17. That one goes through the hands of Seymour. She appealed for a hack, but
there was no hack. She just dropped it with poor hands. She had her eyes closed.
Good pressure from Ring. Good positioning. Last off an Oriole, though. So Ravens from the sideline through Tump. Gardner and Tump combined. 360 from Tump into Durbridge. Oh, and Durbridge, that's better. 8 from 13 at 62%. 22 plays 17. Ravens have scored the last 2. They have the centre pass. Oh, that one off target from Tump. And if you have a criticism of Melissa Tump's game, that would possibly be it. She's so quick around the court, but really, occasionally, she really throws too many off target.
She doesn't make good decisions at times. Most of the balls she throws away are ones that she sends across court, though.
Andrews again gets a touch to it. With the momentum, runs into Carolyn Gilman. Watch this. Totally unintentional. Oh, we've just stopped it there, but collided with Carolyn. Carolyn didn't have too much of a problem with it. Just the momentum of the player. Grant.
Durbridge out of the circle. Second time in the game.
Heinrich is the top scorer on court at the moment. 15 from 19 at 79%. Ravens have scored the last 3. Orioles will be looking to break that run. Oh, Vidler.
She was under lots of pressure then. I don't know how Kath Cox got that ball through.
Well, Vidler didn't want to shoot it from the top of the circle. Cox will shoot it from a distance. Jane Poole stands aside. And the penalties, 19 for the Ravens, 16 for the Orioles. Poole with 7 penalties is has the most penalties against a name for the Ravens. Browning and Ring have 5 apiece in defence, but it is the defenders that you would presume would attract more of those penalties, especially in the circle. Under 5 minutes remaining in this second quarter, 23 plays 18. The Ravens with a 5-goal lead. Oh, Catherine Cox takes 1 step to the side, goes over the top of Jane Poole.
Yeah, that was a great shot right from the edge. Great confidence booster for her. Maybe she's got the radar in.
Oh, Poole does well, comes off the post though. And you can see she stamps the foot, Jane Poole. She's done all the hard work.
Well, she had it and then she dropped it again.
Gateseed on the sideline, calling out encouragement to her Orioles. Orioles have scored the last 3 and are just down by 3 at the moment. 3 plays 20. And this is one of the more competitive matches we've seen so far this season.
Great display from both teams.
Jackie Blythe, you can see, has a success rate of 25% as she watches her Ravens. Oh, and Catherine Cox now bombing away from anywhere. 16 from 21. Has picked up the intensity, Catherine Cox, at 76% now. You can see 2 rebounds, 2 penalties against her name as well. Vicky mentioned in the opener that Cox had to step up, really lead her team to victory, as you see Durbridge score a steadying goal for the Ravens.
That was smart play by Durbridge. She knew that Ring had overrun the ball, swung it quickly to the other side.
She's in the zone now, Catherine Cox.
I love her when you say it, in the zone.
Oh, you can tell. She's got the look.
It's a great feeling, let me tell you. Just the ball's coming sweetly off her hand.
Gardner Into Durbridge, down the centre of the court. Heinrich. Browning trying to put her off. Durbridge. Sharon Durbridge now. That's her 10th goal. 10 from 15 at 67%. One stage during this quarter, she was down at 55%, so she's really worked hard to pick up that percentage rate. Durbridge normally averages 19 goals against the Orioles. As that one bounces out of court. Tucker holds it up. Back to Poole. Defenders work together. Onto Gardner.
It's certainly not pretty, but they've got the ball down court. Danny Grant just kept drifting back and pointing to the defenders to bring it out.
Durbridge now 11 from 16 at 69%. And the Ravens have kicked back out to a 5-goal lead. 27 plays 22, coming up to 2 minutes remaining. As Shin takes another great intercept. That's the third one for Jessica Shin, working hard in the centre position.
On the same, exactly the same spot.
In fact, we've just corrected ourselves. She has 4 intercepts. Orioles have 7 all up. Durbridge over the top of Ring, off the ring, and Diane Ring drags it in.
Good work by Vidler to keep the ball in play.
Shin onto Vidler. Way across circle.
We see Vidler spinning the ball across court.
Just inside.
Gardner had no hope of getting that without going offside. It's something else which we're starting to see creep into the National League. A lot of offside by the mid-court players for balls they can't get without going offside. It then puts the attacking team at a disadvantage because there's 2-on-1.
Vantage contact, centre.
Sino over the top to Vidler. Off target, Tucker hits the deck pretty hard.
Contact, wing attack.
And the contact goes against Waveney Sino. Ravens get it underway quickly. Gardner. Tump floats a nice ball out to Grant. Across the top to Durbridge. That one goes in for Durbridge. 28 plays 23, coming up to 30 seconds remaining. In this second quarter, nice tight match we've got on our hands. Maybe 5 goals in it, but certainly no one team dominating in this game in either quarter. As Durbridge now kicks that lead out to 6, 29 plays 23. The Ravens have scored the last 2. 14 seconds remaining on the clock. Can the Orioles get it down court in time? I don't think they're aware of how much time is left. And I think they'll run out of time. Catherine Cox, though, puts it up, and I'm not so sure the time wasn't up, but the timekeeper couldn't catch up with Stacey Camden. It has been a criticism of one of the ways that this match, or the matches are run. The Adelaide Ravens, nevertheless, 29 over the Perth Orioles 24. They have a 5-goal lead at half-time.
Well, the penalty count, 18 against the Orioles as compared to 23 against the Ravens, which is quite surprising. The turnovers, 16 to the Orioles, and that's where they really are hurting, particularly in the forward line. 11 for the Adelaide Ravens, and the shooting, 71% for the Orioles, 74% for the Ravens. Interesting to note, once Kath Cox goes back in the shooter, the shooting percentage lifts for the Orioles.
So the Adelaide Ravens are up by 5 goals. Can the Perth Orioles come back in the second half?
Ain't nobody gotta tell you what you gotta do.
Danny Grant gets us underway for the Adelaide Ravens in quarter 3. Yes, we'll say it, it's the championship quarter. They generally term as the championship quarter, the quarter that determines a lot of matches. Ravens from the sideline through Grant. Cross court to Tucker. Ooh, that's tough contact there. Andrews committed in the air. Take a look.
We see Andrews coming through. Oh, lucky Ellie Tucker turned the bottom in the way.
Indeed. We've got some changes. We'll get to them in a minute. As Heinrich takes the Ravens to 30, ahead by 6 now. Let's take a look at the changes for both these teams. A couple made at the halftime break. For the Perth Orioles, you can see that Edwards has come on in goal attack, and Catherine Devitt has come on at centre. Jess Shin has gone to the bench, as has Anna Vidler. And for the Adelaide Ravens, you can see only one change made. Sharon Durbridge has gone to the bench, and Jamie McKinnon has come on in goal shooter. McKinnon, 76% average against the Orioles. Normally scores about 13 goals against them. McKinnon, nice movement. Oh, not on target though, Jamie McKinnon.
But Heinrich did a great job to keep the ball in court.
So the Ravens still on the attack. And Stacey Campton just having a stern word there with Sam Andrews. Not happy with the way she's conducting herself in defence at the moment. McKinnon off target. So 2 shots have gone astray for Jamie McKinnon.
Oh, that's a tough call.
And the crowd agrees with you, Vicky. Heinrich puts it through the net. Take a look.
You see the ball getting... That was Sam Andrews. Oh, he missed the shot.
Catherine Cox, she was hot in the second quarter. Shooting at 78%. And Catherine Cox gets her 19th goal from 24 attempts. 31 plays, 26. Still the Ravens in control. Gardner onto Tump. Heinrich.
Whoa, Tump just ran right in the back of Signal.
And Tump has come out the worst from this clash. She's pulled up straight away, and it was quite solid contact. I think it's a knee that she's claiming has bumped. But it was a nice solid clash. Take a look, see if you can get it. You can see Tump has just released the ball coming through, and she's run into the back of Waveney Senior. And you can see that Tump, relatively new to the Commonwealth Bank Trophy, came in last season. 14 games under her belt. And looks like we're about to get underway again. So Danny Grant kicks us off again.
Oh, good touch by Doreen. An opportunity for the Orioles.
Oh, Senor has to work hard to drag that one in. Edwards. Off target, Cox gets it back inside.
Oh, I don't know whether she had possession. That was a poor call.
And in fact, Tanya Edwards shaking the head there. Take another look.
There we see Kath Cox doing a great job to keep the ball in court. She didn't even have control of it. Not a great call.
And McKinnon just can't get the handle on it. Browning cleans it up. Andrews, in fact, I'm sorry. Devitt onto Senor. Cox. Devitt back into Catherine Cox.
Shot into distance. Penalty pass and
And
shot.
it is Edwards. Who gets the goal? After positioning herself 36 to 31. The Orioles back within 5.
That's an obstruction.
McKinnon bounce pass into Heinrich. Plenty of pressure from Browning and Ring in defence. Heinrich, though, smile on her face. She's enjoying herself out there, and why not? Shooting at 84%.
And the centre quarters are doing well, putting them into good position. That was a great ball by Tump.
A couple of players starting to look a bit weary, and you can't blame them. It's been frantic at both ends of the court.
Jumping in.
Smart play by Tanya Edwards. Ali Tucker took the jump. She went to pass underneath her. She got pinged for obstruction.
Edwards 3 from 4 at 75%. Oh, McKinnon, no options, holds it up, and in the end, contact goes against Tump.
Good work by Andrews and Devitt, putting pressure on outside the circle. Here we see a bit of a mess. Great take by Senior. She's so athletic.
Oh, great intercept there from Jane Poole. Great anticipation. Gardner onto Tump. Tump screaming in after Heinrich. Decides to go herself. Why not? Her 22nd goal of the match takes the Ravens to 38. Perth Orioles 32. 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Cox over the top. Edwards back to Senor. Bounces that one into Catherine Cox.
That was very good placement by Senior.
And the crowd getting into it here at Challenge Stadium in Perth. We hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're watching it around the country on ABC television.
You see Perth Orioles have had 46 attempts, as opposed to Adelaide Ravens who've had 51. Make that 52. So nothing much in this game. Oh! Danny Grant knows she could have had that one. Had her head down.
Devitt, touch from Tucker. In fact, it was a touch. Yeah, I thought it was from Tucker. That's what I called originally, but it's gone against the Orioles as Andrews tries for the intercept for the Orioles. It's actually Andrews out of play as the Ravens take no time in getting that one through the hands onto McKinnon. They bring up their 40th goal.
They're moving the ball nicely across the circle, spinning it, making the defender have to come off the body, move position.
Ravens had a 7-goal lead in the first quarter. 40-33 now. Chance to go to 8. McKinnon followed it in, but she didn't need to. That one, she now has 5 from 8 at 63%. Ravens have scored the last 3. So the Orioles need to get a steadying goal on board, break the momentum that the Ravens have in scoring at the moment.
Whoa, that was a tough one.
3 seconds called on Devitt.
Thought Danny Grant could have gone for obstruction. And Tum puts the foot down. Good decision by Ellie Tucker. Andrews had it covered on the cut.
And it just rolls in for Jamie McKinnon. 6 from 9 now at 67%. Just over 1.5 remaining in this third quarter. 42 plays 33. The Adelaide Ravens in the last 3 or 4 minutes have really put the foot down, increased that lead as Grant goes over the top to Tum. Andrews pinned for the contact. Oh, quick hands there from Grant and Heinrich. Good work between the two players. Heinrich just can't finish off. Diane comes up with possession for the Perth Orioles. Sally Browning's gone down in back play, as in fact Tucker and Senor struggle with it on the floor. Browning's back on her feet again. Gardner just manages to get that one off before losing balance. Grant into Heinrich. Heinrich with the goal. Ravens have scored the last 5 and now take a 10-goal lead. The biggest of the match. 43 plays 33, under a minute remaining in this third quarter. Senor to Cox. Paul getting a little bit annoyed with herself for the penalties she's coming up with. She has 11 against her name now. As Edwards puts that one through the net, 4 from 5 at 80%. Brings it back to a single-figure deficit. 14 seconds remaining on the clock. Tum into McKinnon. They don't want to muck around with it too much. McKinnon gets the goal for the Adelaide Ravens, and I don't think there'll be too much time to take this centre pass, as once again the timekeeper chases the referee. And that is 3/4 time here at the Challenge Stadium. The Adelaide Ravens have control. 44 plays 34.
A very impressive quarter from the Adelaide Ravens. Their penalties, they've been very happy with them across the board. The only one that's a little bit high is Jane Poole with 11. Rebounds, 8 to the Ravens, and the turnovers, 17. Not very many in that third quarter, but it's the shooting percent which is keeping them in the game. Kristen Heinrich, 24 from 29 at 83%, and Jamie McKinnon, 7 from 10, 70%.
It's the Ravens with a 10-goal lead. We'll have to see in the final quarter of this match whether the Perth Orioles can come back.
Ain't nobody gotta tell you what you gotta do.
Heinrich over the top. Into Tum. And McKinnon really playing strongly now. 13 from 17 at 76%. Oh, Edwards was going for Cox. Take a look.
You see, umpire called advantage, but actually got in the way, Alison Tucker, of the release.
Contact goal defence. Back next to her.
Edwards. Oh, that's a nice steady goal. Plenty of time remaining on the clock. 8:50 to go in this match. 50 plays 39. Ravens still with a good advantage, but Perth certainly haven't given up.
Whoa, almost close to a replay. In fact, it was.
Passing shot.
But she didn't get pulled up for it. Heinrich, I like the way how she's working that circle. She doesn't stop. She keeps trying until she gets that good position under the goal ring.
25 from 30 at 83 attempts for Heinrich. At the other end, Kat Cox. It's leaving the hand beautifully.
I was about to say, even though Waveney Senior was in the goal third when she released that pass. From a centre pass.
Right onto Tum. McKinnon and Tum. Oh, McKinnon takes one step to the side, releases. You can see the bench very happy with that effort indeed.
I think that's something for the shorter shooters to really work on, the way McKinnon uses that side step to get around her defenders.
Vantage contact.
Contact goes against Catherine Cox. There's a turnover to the Ravens as Shin comes up with it. Cox out to Senor. Gardner putting the pressure on.
Area.
Senor into Cox. Poole working overtime on Catherine. And does great work, Jane Poole.
And a great outlet. Off balance, offloads it. Nice, strong one-handed pass.
Great passage of play there for the Adelaide Ravens. Takes them out to a 13-goal lead now. 53 plays 40.
3 passes to get down court. That's what you want. Very little work. They're making it look easy.
And our website, abc.net.au/netball. Don't forget to log on. Give us your opinions in the guest book. Tell us what you like about the players that you see out on court in our coverage. And don't forget, you'll find all the details of the Tri-Nations series will be posted on that site on Tuesday morning. And aren't we looking forward to the Tri-Nations series? South Africa, New Zealand and Australia should be a cracker.
Absolutely. Interesting to see what Australia can do after they got beaten by the Kiwis last year. Have a point to prove.
Certainly do. Catherine Cox playing well in this match at 75%. Will take to court for the green and gold in that series as Senor goes down heavily. Ravens have scored the last 4. Take a look.
Also Senior challenging Gardner. To no avail.
And she's limping in the background. Waveney, I think that one was a tough fall. Out by 15. Off the rim. Andrews with the rebound. Shin with the outlet. Off to Devitt. Edwards into Catherine Cox. Oh, doesn't need the advantage because that one drops in nicely. 55 plays 41. 5 minutes 44 remaining on the clock.
And when you're in the chase position, you've got 5 minutes left. It's exactly what you need to do as a shooter. Go to the post. Kath Cox knows how important it is that you go for every shot.
And there's a couple of quick goals there for the Orioles as Edwards puts one through. Edwards now 8 from 9 at 89%. 55 plays 42. The Orioles come up with more possession. Good touch from Danny Grant. Tucker there to clean up from the Ravens. That one goes astray, though. Perth with another chance to just bring this deficit back. Down by 13 with 5 minutes on the clock. The Perth Orioles have scored the last 2, but Danny Grant with the intercept there off the Sam Andrews pass. McKinnon onto Tum. Has to hold it up.
Good chase by Browning.
So the Orioles, 4:40 left on the clock. Shin works with Edwards. Back to Shin onto Cox. Devitt into Cox.
That was a nice approach play by the Orioles.
Tucker couldn't drag it in on that occasion. Edwards finishes off for the Orioles.
Poor shooting under the post then by Catherine Cox. She'll be disappointed with that simple miss.
28 from 38 attempts for Cox. Adelaide Ravens still with the commanding lead. 55 plays 43, coming up to 4 minutes remaining in the match. The Orioles have scored the last 3.
Vantage contact.
She's like a terrier, isn't she? She just doesn't give up, Danny Grant.
Oh, Edwards short with the shot. Senor has managed to gather it back in through the hands of Cox, but must have had a touch from a Raven.
Ravens.
And just couldn't get their hands on it. Senor.
Struction. Penalty pass on court.
So as the clock ticks down, it looks like it will be the Ravens who will go on for their second victory. At the moment, 55. They lead the Perth Orioles 43. Andrews out to Devitt. The sense of urgency throughout the game has continued. It was just a 4-minute period in that third quarter that allowed the Ravens to skip out as Catherine Cox posts her 29th goal.
And the Orioles have scored the last 4 goals.
And again come up with a turnover. But
Sam Andrews put herself under pressure unnecessarily. There's no need to step on. They had the drive down court.
plays 44, coming up to 2.5 remaining in the match. Senor onto Shin. The Orioles full of running.
Ring area.
But still down
Keeper.
by 11, even though the Orioles have scored the last 4. Oh, in and out. Rolls off the rim for Catherine Cox.
Well, they haven't given up at all, the Perth Orioles. They've kept the pace coming. Just things aren't going their way down the forward line. You can put that down to the defence of Alison Tucker. She's had a superb game.
Certainly has. Attempts at goal too. The Ravens have had 71 attempts, of which they've converted 55. The Orioles have only had 62 attempts at goal. Both teams shooting in the 70s. But quite right, Vicky, defence has been of paramount importance in this match.
Very impressed with the way Tucker and Poole have combined together in the circle. They contain the Perth shooters, the 3 of them that they've had out there, but also the centre court defence of Grant and Gardner made it very difficult for the Orioles to get that drive down court.
And I think Jackie Blythe, the coach for the Adelaide Ravens, would be quite happy as well, the way Jamie McKinnon has come on court and shot quite confidently. 56, the Adelaide Ravens now. 44, the Perth Orioles, as that one comes off the back of the rim. And the Ravens, another attempt to increase that score. Every goal helps that for and against tally, which works out the percentage on the table, the competition ladder, and it can be the difference between 4th place and 5th place on the ladder. Want to give till the very last whistle goes in this match. McKinnon rolls off the rim. Orioles with 30 seconds to get another goal on the board. Andrews. Devitt onto Senor. Edwards holds it up, and a touch from Jane Poole. Great work from Poole to the end, and the Ravens now bring it down court with speed. McKinnon off to Heinrich. Great work from the Ravens, great hands, and they knew they had little time left on the board, under 10 seconds now. And what a great way to finish for the Adelaide Ravens. They will indeed take a lot of confidence out of this match. You can hear the umpire in the background call time. Full time here at the Challenge Stadium in Perth, and it's the Adelaide Ravens 58 who have defeated the Perth Orioles 44 for their 2nd win of the season. 2 wins from 5 matches now for the Ravens, and that's a great deal better than what they did last year when they didn't come up with a win at all. So the match statistics for both of these teams, the penalties pretty even. The Ravens 44, the Orioles had 2 less, 42. The rebounds 12 for the Orioles, 11 for the Ravens. Look at the turnovers, 32 for the Orioles, something they'll want to look at in their week to come before next week, round 6. The Adelaide Ravens 24, 9 intercepts apiece. The attempts at goal, the Adelaide Ravens had 12 more attempts at goal, 75 65 attempts to 63 for the Perth Orioles. Percentage of goal, the Adelaide Ravens 77%, the Perth Orioles 70%. And you can see that final score, the Adelaide Ravens 58, the Perth Orioles 44. And Vicky Wilson has a very happy Alison Tucker with her.
Thanks, Simone. With me is Alison Tucker. Alison, congratulations, a superb win.
Yeah, we were actually pretty happy with that. It was very a tough game out there on court, and I think mentally, that's what put us through that game. I mean, they're a very strong side, and they sometimes are not rated very highly, but I think they are one of the toughest teams physically.
Well, it's tough coming all the way over here to Perth to get a win on the board. I thought the defensive work of Trudy, Gardner, Danny Grant, yourself and Jane, I thought that was great.
Yeah, the old girls back there. Yeah, we're having fun back there, and it actually helped having that experience a couple of years ago. And yeah, we're really enjoying it working.
And bringing Jamie McKinnon on in the third quarter, that seemed to make a big difference. You outscored the Orioles by 5 goals.
She's a very deceptive little goaler. She's quite strong in the air and on the ground, and I think that sort of helped swing the game our way.
Thanks very much, Vicky. Well, a very happy Alison Tucker, and why not the Adelaide Ravens 14-goal victors here in Perth. We hope you enjoyed that game. Don't forget to tune in again next week for all the netball action when I'll be in Penrith with Anne Sargent to see the Sydney Sandpipers take on the Melbourne Phoenix. Both teams are in the top 4, and the Sandpipers will have their eyes on moving into second spot on the ladder. You can see all the action next Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock. Then on Sunday, join Steve Rebellion and Shelley